Go. Welcome to the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast. We are your hosts, Corey and Heather, and this one is filmed live. We are back in town, my friends. The beach was great. Heather's little event in Pennsylvania was great. Little big event.
Converging upon the state and city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, over 180 Dodge Vipers spanning over 3 decades journeyed to a single point where we were able to interview the 1989 Team Dodge Viper that created the machine back for Stellantis.
You won't find someone who enjoys a documentary more than my twins, yes.
I said I have the oldest one, the oldest Dodge Viper.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, listen, I'd love to speak to the guy who invented the air conditioning out back.
That's because it doesn't have
It doesn't work. So this is the Sugar Cookie Marketing Podcast, back on schedule likely for the rest of the summer.
Except for I do have a little surgery.
Yeah, but that's on Wednesday.
But I'll be out the whole week.
What you doing
You think I won't be
Tuesday?
back in the swing of things?
You said 4 days.
No, I said 4 days till
So
the Saturday.
You're back into your job. So anyways, this is, maybe we're on schedule. Maybe we'll do for past, present,
We'll
future
see
one.
where the world takes us.
But it is the 1st of July, which is insane.
That's crazy.
Happy early 4th
Crazy
of July if you're
girl.
listening to this
Yeah.
delayed. If you're listening to this in December, it's very hot right now. But at the end of July, we have the first ever Midsummer membership sale. Typically, we only run one sale a year, and that's on Black Friday. But Corey and I said,
Here's the thing.
it's a slower
if
time
you are
in July.
in the thick of things come November, it's not
It's not
always the
time.
best time because you're so busy.
Right. And a lot of bakers will step back, scale back. Their clients take a step back. It would be more beneficial for people to be able to snag it. So these sales are on par with the Black Friday sale. However, this is only for 1 week.
1 week.
And then you're grandfathered in. We're going to talk about that.
That's our podcast topic just because there's deets, and Heather said this would be a good time to get the details out since she knows them because she wrote them.
Well, here's a wild thing, a little aside, but also related. We had last week our first ever collab in 2.5 years.
We did.
It was the Meet the Baker collab, which is the easiest collab. We thought it was a good one to get your toe wet.
Yeah, it was an easier one. Everyone, I want to say, I don't know about everyone else, but I did see an uptick in comments and reactions, and my post reached more than most had in the last few months.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is called manufactured engagement, and it works really well. So it's something that, but the caveat was for this one was the search of a hashtag.
Yes.
So what we pivoted, because you cannot follow a hashtag and it's not chronological anymore, is that we created a unique hashtag just for this event, just for this collab. So each collab will have its own hashtag, but even then it was a little bit harder to search.
Yeah, it was pulling in random
Yeah, when
things.
it said, if we got nothing, I'll give you something.
Yeah.
And that was a little confusing, but it wasn't out of the realms of effectiveness.
Right. I could tell like when a random post was pulled in, it was like from 52 weeks ago, wasn't using the hashtag.
So it had to be in the single
Yes.
day. And I think it went off well enough.
I
that
think
we can
so
continue.
too. I think it was great.
But here's the interesting take of that and why we're doing this as a podcast about the Midsummer membership sale is for that collab, I posted it a month and a week ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
I posted it in the group, and I'm going to give myself I did 10 different posts about it in the group. I created an event in the group. I posted about it on our page and Instagram, our socials.
You had to
I'm gonna
sign
say
up?
5 or 6 different times. I had a sign up registration for reminder emails.
We did
We did a podcast on it, which meant we have a newsletter on it.
Yeah.
So that many times we hit it, and I still had people hours after the collab saying I didn't know about this. So I said to Corey, the dissemination of information in an algorithmic universe is an ever-present danger.
It is.
Top Gun.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like you can tell, and this is a great marketing lesson. I was talking to some guy and he's like, well, I just feel like I'm annoying people. Like they're not hearing you, buddy. You're not annoying them. The capacity of the amount of information we can imbibe and also the amount of information we can get to the target audience. It's just wildly.
You do have to think like if people are taking most of their information in through their phone, through their news feed, the ability for them to see a post, like say if I already signed up for the collab and I see another post about the collab, I can scroll by because I already know what the content is about. But posting it is not, I don't want to annoy them. Odds are you aren't annoying them. And if you did, they would just scroll by.
Just to really clear, if I took all the posts with all, and corresponded it to the respective number of that audience. So TikTok, did you make a TikTok post about the collab?
I think I did.
Okay, well, that's 17,000 people. So I'd be like, wow, I've hit 17,000 people. On our Facebook page, it's 16,000. If you want that fluffy number, it's 100,000.
Yeah.
On Instagram, we're just talking tens and tens and tens of thousands of people are told time and time and time and time and again. And so many people said, I didn't hear this. So it doesn't matter what those vanity metrics necessarily are. It's that engagement rate. And when the content is kind of boring, like a collab, it's not like death destruction or winning $1 million. Drama. It's just a collab. It is hard to get that information. You're not annoying people. They don't even know you're there.
Yeah. The one thing that I will say that I wish, like looking back, the people who heard about the collab late posted late. So they didn't get as much benefit from the collab because they posted a day late or 7 hours later.
It's so funny. Like we haven't done collabs in years, mostly because you get busy with the December. We don't do collabs in the busy months for cookiers because it's kind of hard for them. And then Instagram pulled that whole hashtag switcheroo. But I was like, when I was recreating these, because we've done these exact collabs, we've done them 2.5 years ago. So I was recreating them. I was like, it's so funny. I always have the collabs back then at 11. That's not an ideal time for me specifically. So I was like, let's move it to 10. That's, mid-morning.
Yeah.
But then somebody's like, hey, I'm from California. And that puts them at 7 a.m. And I said, okay, next one we'll go back to 11. And that's why they were at 11.
Yeah.
So you got people who, it's either too early or it's midday. And I know some people are like, can you do it after hours? I don't know. We got to figure out a time. Nothing's going to work for everybody.
For sure.
But for the first one, the big return, it was pretty good. And then I just posted the second one, which the first one is a selfie. So very easy enter. I prefer more skin in the game collabs. They're funner to...
Like, what do you mean skin in the game?
Make a cookie. I like to see what you do.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So this one, the next collab, it's on July 25th. It's Cookie My Logo. And the reason why this is a twofold great one is because I like seeing things turned into cookies.
For sure.
But also your audience, and that's what the unique sugar cookie marketing collab aspect is, that always benefits your audience. Like this isn't a collab to get bakers to follow you. I don't want that to happen. Right. I make everyone agree that they won't follow each other. But your audience can say, wow, she took her own logo and turned it into a cookie. What else can she do for me?
Oh, for sure. It's neat. And then that cookie you can use for marketing purposes going on down the road. I've seen people use the one from years ago still.
And we'll do a podcast on the collab when we get closer to it so you guys kind of know what to expect. But it is fascinating to have produced that much content around a concept, and it's still, and the Vendy Blendy, we spam people.
Oh, that one.
Corey's even saying when people leave the group in November, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
We spam people for the Vendy Blendy, and people still the day of say, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
So really the big takeaway of this podcast today is it doesn't matter how many times you say it, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
And well, I say it too many times, it's annoying. You probably likely are annoying your mom.
Yeah.
Because it's people who truly engage with you and they're biased because they have, they like you. So everybody else who doesn't like you, you're not annoying them. So that's why we're talking about the midsummer membership sale. And you may start tuning out saying, I don't think I want it, but just hear me out. What's the worst case? You say, maybe it's not for me, but there is going to be something for you because everything we offer is on sale.
Yeah. Everything we offer. So if the cookie class kits is something, the digital downloads.
But even then, even if if you're like me, I'm not a big membership subscription person. I know that's all we offer, but we're offering the 2023 and 2024 class kits a la carte.
Well, let's go through it. Let's take them step by step through it and see.
So let's go through the discounts. So if you already know what they're about, and then after that, we'll tell them what's about. So the big one is the Cookie College right now, and for the past 3 years, it's been $76.
Yeah.
Right. So you can get it for the introductory price we ever offer. That means the day we launched in August 31st, 2021, it was $68. It had 20 courses. It had no freebie photos. It had no group.
It had no class kits. That wasn't
even
a thought.
None of the other stuff. Yeah. That's all it was, and it was $68. And we limited signups that day to 250, and it sold out.
It sold out. But I want to say now what's in there and what you're getting for the same exact price as those who started. Wildly different.
Yeah, you thank those people who trusted the process because they have really. And someone asked yesterday on the post I made about it. They're like, "How do you come up with the classes? Because these are all pretty valuable." And I was like, "It's the people in the class, in the memberships that ask for these classes, so that's why they feel like, well, I could use that."
Yeah.
So we're going from $76 to $68 per month. Cancel whenever. Mm-hmm. Right. So it bills every 30 days. So if you signed up, let's say it starts on July 27th to August 2nd. If you signed up on the July 27th, it renews on August 27th. If you cancel on August 26th, it does not renew.
Yeah.
Okay. So cancel anytime. Mm-hmm. I'll talk about a yearly membership. It's more discounted. So I want to cover that as well. If you're like, I really like this and I want to stick here, might as well save more money. But so we go from 76. So that's 10% off. And that is a price I cannot change. That's the cool thing about the system is it benefits you guys. If you sign up during a sale, I can never change the price.
So as long as you are in there for the $68, you will be in there at $68. Heather can't pull the rug out from under you and make you go back up. There's people who's been in there for years at the $68. So,
or we've had people in for the whole amount of time. So that's pretty decent savings. We did one sale lower than that, and that's for the vending blending. It was a sale we never run again. So this is pretty good, right? Because this is again, over the year, you'd save over $100 by just signing up. So if you were like, I already want to do it, you could just do it during that week and save $100 if you stayed for the year, right? But there's a better discount if you like, I want to be in this for a year. So I'll talk about that in a minute. The Cookie Class Kits is $63. Now it includes all the 2025 class kits. And that's the unique difference between the Cookie College and why the Cookie College is a better deal. The Cookie College gets the class kits from when we started in 2023.
Yeah, so
that's 12 classes.
Gets literally everything we've ever created.
Everything I talk about for the rest of this podcast is included in that $68. Yeah. So, but I break it down because some people are like, I don't want all that, or I can't afford it, or it's not for me. And now we're getting all these ones will be 50% off.
Oh, nice. So what, the 2023, 2024?
No, those are a la carte. Those are pricing. So the memberships are 50%. Those are actually a much steeper discount. They're 80% off.
Oh, shoot.
Right. So, like I said, and Corey just learning for the first time, this is a pretty aggressive sale because I think it benefits people more in July
than it does.
I love the vending blending, and I love people signing up. We just get really busy.
Sure.
So July, you have all of August and September, which are pretty slow months to kind of get in there. And if you only stayed 2 months and you snagged all this, I think it's a pretty good deal. And you took the classes.
Yeah. Or if you just took the class kits.
If you taught a class kit, it would pay for itself and then some. Corey and I are teaching a class in August. It's already sold out. We charge
the cats
$85 a ticket. Mm-hmm. So 85 ticket, we have 10 seats sold. So that's $850. And then DIY kits added on there, which in the Cookie College, you get DIY kit photos for these class kits. So we've done paid for ourselves and then some if we were buying this. So the Cookie Class Kits is $63. It'll be $31.50
for the monthly membership. Mm-hmm. I feel like
people sleep on this one. Yeah, you know why? It's kind of confusing because I only run this discount in the final hour of the vending blending. It's never been a public. The class kits are never on sale during the vending blending, but I keep it in my clear the shelf.
So if they sign up for the class kits, they get everything that's dropped in 2025. So the January, February, March, April, May, June, July class.
Yeah, so you'll get the January Happy New Year. You get February Galentine's Day, March dog class to counteract the last year's cat class. April, you get Mother's Day. May, you get Cookies Day Mayo, which is Cinco de Mayo, chips and salsa. I think my favorite one this year. June, you get a Father's Day class. And then I really did like the July class, the Patriotic Piping. Yeah. And then you'll also get, the drops on Monday, the back to school class. That's also
very, very
so
cute.
What Corey's saying is if you signed up for just 1 month, so you signed up for $31.50, you get all of those classes for $31.50.
That's pennies on the dollar.
But if you signed up for the Cookie College, you get the 12 from 2023, the 12 from 2024, and the 7 or 8 from 2025.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's popcorn priced intentionally to make you want to sign up for the Cookie College. It's a better deal. You're happier if you do that. You get that private Facebook group.
Right.
But at the class kits, if you're like, listen, I thank you, girl. I appreciate it. I don't need all that stuff. I just want to teach a class. That's going to be $31.50 for the classes I just listed.
That's a great deal.
That's a great deal. So that's 50% off if you bought that monthly. If you bought that at full price monthly, you'd be paying, so let me make sure my math is right. That's not right. You can fill in the dead air while
I was trying to do, what is 8 does at cookies? For some odd reason, I thought in my brain it was 84. It's incorrect. It's 96. So I had to make 96 yesterday. I don't know why I think 8 times 12. Corporate order, recurring, yearly. Club Pilates.
Oh, yeah, they like it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you bought the class kits per month, so you stayed on the whole month, you're going to spend $756. But if you bought it and stayed 12 months during that one midsummer membership sale, you only spend $378.
Oh, wow.
So 50% off.
Yeah.
That's a massive amount of savings.
It is a massive amount.
The Bakers Business Basics. Corey loves to slaughter this. This is the one membership that doesn't change. It does include the $2 transfer club that's included in there. Just a little gift, a little something for you guys. Yeah. You can't sign up for more than one membership at a time. So that's why the memberships are included. The Bakers Business Basics is 13 foundational courses. We launched the Cookie College in 2021.
Yeah.
In 2022, the feedback is some of these classes are a little bit
more advanced, and I'm just starting out. I'm a brand new baker. Never used social media for marketing.
So I'm telling people how to organize their inbox.
Yeah.
And this person's like, I don't have one to organize.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we'll make 13 and they stack. This is the only one where they kind of go in order because they build on each other. What you're going to do is you're going to make a Facebook page, and then we're going to make an Instagram and connect the pages, and they're going to be set up the correct way. Then we're going to purchase a domain name. We're going to connect that domain to Google Workspace Gmail account.
Yeah.
We're going to set up an email signature. So that's how that one kind of builds. We're going to create an invoicing software, and I try to do it as cheap as possible.
Yeah. It's great for someone just starting out.
So if you're listening to this, you've been listening to the podcast, you're like, the Cookie College has some cool courses. I'd like it. I wouldn't be mad if you were just starting out. You still get the Bakers Business Basics courses. But here is my asterisk for the Bakers Business Basics courses. The last lesson number 15, is a discount code to get the college at the grandfathered rate.
Oh, I see. So if you're like, listen, Heather, I like that. I do need some foundational courses. So
I need a couple months to take them. So that's typically $36, but it's only $18 for the midsummer membership.
$18?
It's $18. So let's say you sign up and you take it for 2 months. So you build 2 times $18. You get through those foundational courses, you've implemented them. Now you're ready for the Cookie College. There's the discount code in there. So I'm not worried about you there because you can still get that grandfather rate.
Yeah.
Our thanks for getting the foundation set up correctly so you're not struggling in the Cookie College. So still a great strategy on that one. Digital downloads are that's what I say. It's the word print. That's what you should see when you see digital downloads. If it's printing off cookie cards, if it's printing off cookie cutters, if it's printing off Eddie prints, if it's printing off flyers, the digital downloads drops each month with kind of a unique offering. We've retooled it from when we started.
Yeah.
So for 2 years, it's had this kind of better, in my opinion, setup.
It's just something fresher.
Instagram used to work differently.
Yeah.
The algorithm kind of changed and moved more toward video, so we didn't want to still offer Instagram grids. I like that one. That'll be $5. So
then let's go into each one and you tell me your favorite parts of each of these.
Not done yet.
Oh, the $2 transfer code.
I always transfer code.
Let me guess.
Okay, listen.
Let me guess. A Duala.
It's a Duala.
It's a Duala.
But here's the thing. All the other memberships include the Transfer Club because why not?
Yeah.
The Transfer Club is our loss leader, but it is also my baby. I only owe you a transfer a month, but I'm averaging between 5 and 8.
That's
sometimes
a lot.
10.
Girl, that's a lot.
That's girl for a buck.
Yeah,
we had this sale running for the first time in the Vending Blade. I don't think people knew about it. There's 11 of you who only pay $1.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So now everyone, and if you're in any of our active memberships, you can also switch to these discounts out, and I'll make a video on how to do that. But the $2 Transfer Club, if you're in it, which hundreds and hundreds of you are, you could pay less. You could pay $1
instead of $2.
So the $2 transfer goes down to the $1. And now here's the only a la carte option. The only way to get the archived class kits is in either the Cookie College or no other way.
Okay.
We did have the 2023 classes purchasable a la carte, but they're extremely expensive because I didn't want to manage those.
Yeah.
This is the only time they'll be $10 a pop. We did that during the Vending Blending, and I'm doing it again.
So explain this to me.
All our offerings are in memberships that are recurring.
Yes.
Some people don't like them.
Right.
If you say, I just want to do a one-time purchase, I don't want to be worried about clicking the cancel button that only takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I want to spend, I just want this one class. Like somebody was like, I want the CATS class.
Okay.
And I was like, you have 2 options. You can get it through the Cookie College, which is $68, but you get every class. Or during this sale, you can get it for $10. One-time purchase, no recurring.
So let's say if I went through the 2023, 2024 classes and I found 6 of them that I really liked, that would cost me $60.
If you found 7 of them, you're literally losing money by not signing up for Cookie College. So this is kind of the better deal for somebody who's just like, I don't want to worry about it. I just want 1 or 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? If at the point you say, I would really like 7, you just save money if you just sign up for the Cookie College because you not only get 7, you get
all of them.
Yeah.
23, 2024, 2025.
Right.
It's a ton.
I would not buy. You are allowed to do whatever you want. I cannot stop you.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to save money, you would sign up. You can literally sign up. Go to your settings, click cancel plan. Not delete account, to cancel plan. And it'll cancel automatically in 30 days. For those 30 days, you have full access to everything.
Nice.
It'll just not rebill on you.
Nice. Okay, we'll go through each one. I want to hear your faves. The most slept on in the college. Your fave little course. I always harp on the photography one because I am biased to it.
I do like Corey's.
It is a favorite just because people have seen the most benefit from it.
I do like Corey's Photography. Because photography, we buy with our eyes. You could have the most organized inbox in the whole land, but it's probably organized because no one's emailing you to buy stuff. So I do like things that are customer-centric first. You'll see that most of the stuff I like is optimization, but we need sales to optimize. So I like that. So Corey has that one. The things that I really like is Gmail 101, Google Calendar, Google Drive, organizing these.
Let me just say, from someone who started my baking business, because you guys realize that I do have my own little baking business. I'm not just a course maker. The biggest thing that was able to wow me and solidify credibility with my clients was a custom Gmail address.
Again, that feels internal, but it's actually a very external thing.
Yeah.
And the difference of that, like Corey and I do the marketing company, right? And we'll see a client and we're like, wow, you're probably generating between $500,000 to $1 million a year. So you're bigger, you're a good guy, but you're using a Gmail.
Yeah.
And then with that, because it's free, you don't get a lot of the perks or protections or features that a workspace plan offers.
Yeah. So what she's saying by Gmail, instead of it being, my personal one right now is hello@Mixing Bowl Cookie Company.
Looks really Mixing Bowl Cookie Company is the custom
domain. What I see a lot of bakers tend to do, it'll be like CoreyMiracle102@gmail.com. And I've associated that with my business, but to my audience, that is not like solidifying credibility. It's not giving them like, it looks like, oh, this girl started a business yesterday because she got bored.
Yeah, and we're already cottage bakers. There's already like there's eyebrow raised about, oh, you're baking this out of your home, and there's no like
quality control.
Right. In most states, definitely Virginia, nobody's knocking on your door. Yeah. So when we look more professional, which you do that with the website, which you do that with your photography, which you do that with your branding, the more that looks better, the more people trust us with their food.
Yeah. So a bigger branding look solidifies in your customers that this person's credible. That when I give them my money, because a lot of bakers, and what we do suggest is taking the money at the time of booking versus waiting till you bake the order and you might be ghosted on it. You have to solidify that credibility way, way in the future. Because when they're giving you their money, they want to know that this person's going to come through and bake it.
Great. Here's a class I talk about a lot. It's more cognitive, but it's Eat That Frog workshop. Now, we did it live in 4 parts. Live, I was talking to people and I had provided them worksheets. So it's a 4-part class. Eat That Frog. It's how to determine what goal you want for your business, which we have a lot of classes. When I feel people kind of floundering, I'm like, because you don't know what your goal is.
Yeah.
I tell them, like, forget every class. What do you want to do? Email marketing? Okay, that's the frog. Here's the 4 classes I can give you right now to take in this order on email marketing. Yeah. At the end of this, you'll be sending an email. Let's eat the frog. So I always tell people, start with the Eat That Frog because it's going to determine which of these classes you want to take, and then you're going to take them.
So how many classes and courses are in the college right now?
It's confusing because the college gets its own, so it has 82
courses.
83. And then, but it also gets the courses, these are working courses in the Bakers Business Basics, which is 12.
Yeah.
And then it gets the add-ons from the digital downloads and the cookie class kits.
So there's a ton of, that's why when you get into the college, you can feel like this overwhelming feeling of where do I go next? And that's why Heather does every month. The second Monday. I've been for every single one.
Corey goes on every single one of these.
Favorite thing to do. She does a Facebook Live, and she really breaks it down into a palatable way that when you get into college, what do you need to do next? Everyone has a different goal in their business because we're all at different levels of our business. So if you're coming in and you're like, you know what, I want to seem more credible to my audience, Heather, what courses should I take that will do that? Because I have 1 month. I'm in the Cookie College on this discounted rate. I have 1 month to take the most advantage of it.
Because you only want to be in for a month.
Yeah. So
you could stay in for as long as you want.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to make a bang for your buck, I'm going to say for 1 month, what are the 2 frogs you need to eat? And we're only going to focus on 2.
Sure. So if you're saying like, I want customer attention, so Heather's going to recommend to you how to set up a newsletter because that's great for customer attention. Or if you're like, you know what, I want to wake up my audience, I kind of let them
I think we have one on Content Bucket somewhere.
A content bucket? Oh, that's great.
I might have actually just taught it live in the Cookie College.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that stuff is just all in here. Eat That Frog. We have photo organization. It's so funny. We also do challenges in the Cookie College Facebook group because some people are like, I don't really like the classes, but I like community. When a bunch of other people are doing things with me, I tend to do them more.
Yeah.
In fact, and I'm pretty organized. So photo organization challenge, I went back to basics and I cleaned up again. But I have a 101 course on how to approach organizing photos. Because in our industry where photos are so important, it can become a bogged down weight.
Well, it can. So I had so many photos on my phone that when I went to make a reel, there was not enough data on my phone for me to actually have content to make the reel. It says your phone's full.
Yeah. And that's I had to buy, for my personal photos, I had to buy Google storage space, which feels like such a waste, but the way to clean that up. But okay, I like it when it says, here's what you're doing 7 years ago. But yeah, there's a ton of those classes in the Cookie College. Now, when we go to the Cookie Class Kits, each of those is everything you need to make, market, and manage a cookie class. Now, not included is the cookie cutters. We have a partnership with Sweet Pink Olive. There's some deals there. Each class has a corresponding set. Yes, even 2023 and 2024, she still sells the cutters. You add the dough, and the cutters, and then you have a class to market, manage, promote. These are the exact same classes Corey and I have taught for 5 years. We teach in-person classes. We're teaching the CATS class, which is a 2024 class. We're teaching it in August.
So let me ask you a question. There's some templates that you made of how to reach out to a venue to secure the venue. Where is that information at?
Cookie College. So that's a swipe file, and that's a template. I love a template because I know AI can write stuff. I can see when anybody writes me an AI email. I see you.
It loves 3 adjectives. It really loves 3
Not
adjectives.
This, but that. And boom, so this is actually written the way we talk. If you guys like the way we write or the way we talk, and it's written, AI doesn't understand writing the benefit of the other person. AI is great at writing formal things. It's great at getting the point across. When we are asking for a free venue, we don't want to get the point across. We want to say, hey, here's everything I can get for you. Here's what we're looking at. Here's how fun. Here's my Facebook page, and I'm going to spam them with you. So we're going to make sure your business is in front of people.
Yeah. So the class kit's great. If you have a venue locked and loaded and you're like, I just need the content, the class kits is going to be for you. If you're like, I am new to classes, I am nervous about it, I don't know how to reach out to people.
That is also a course in the Cookie College. Yeah. Everything you need to know to teach a cookie class.
And we actually filmed one of our own classes that we taught. And we said, hey guys, you're going to be in for a Rude Awakening. We're filming this.
And we give you the script we come up with, which now we've memorized. But it mirrors the PowerPoint presentation that we include in all the class kits. It's very professional looking. You're going to be excited when you get it because a lot of people are like, this has been my gateway to getting into this very high margin, lower cost product offering.
The feedback from the college, mostly, it's like, I love the photography course, but right on the heels of that is, I can't believe it took me this long to teach a cookie class.
Most people say the only thing I regret about teaching a class is that I didn't outside.
Yeah.
And that's because it's so fun. Well, I don't like speaking in front of people. I don't either, and I still find that fun.
Right. Me and Heather, when we started, we say alter egos, get ready, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we created a cookie class. Hi, we're the twins. It's not that corny, but it's pretty close. And I even have some pretty funny jokes included in Laura if you guys want to grab them. So that's out. When the Bakers Business Basics, I can't pick one over the other because they do build on each other. They're stackers.
You skip. Go back to the class kits. I want to hear your favorite ones in years gone by.
Okay, I'll let you know that Corey is the designer of these.
I do. So me and Sweet Pink Olive get together each month and we go and we design a set. So we want something that's unique. My differentiator is I like chonky cutters. I like chonky boys. I like everything to be larger than life.
I'm going to tell you the strategy of these themes. The first year was the primary holidays, but always in the last 3 months we return back to the primary holidays. But the first year was primary holidays. The second year was secondary holidays. Third year was tertiary holidays.
The great thing about the class kits that we offer, there's some others on the market, but you have to be a current member to teach these. If you sign up for the class kits here, you can teach them years upon years.
So let's say Midsummer membership sale, $68. You download them all, you cancel, you get one over in on us. You can teach these for as long as you want.
We do not care. I'm not going to come be like, I don't think you're a current member right now. You can't teach it.
Yeah. So download, cancel, teach.
Yeah.
But I almost think you'll come back because you think, wow, that's great. But there's a ton of classes.
I want to say the thing that because this is my baby child, just like you said, the other ones are your baby child. Every class is 6 cookies. It's 4 royal icing colors and they all work together.
It's all the beginner set. And you may be like, why don't you guys do more advanced stuff? Corey and I teach beginner classes locally. We make the flood icing, 15-second, single consistency, 4 colors. The better your students do,
Yes.
the more likely they'll come back.
As a baker, you kind of want to be like, but I have so many things I can show off, so many things I've learned over the years. I know how to cut this tip in so many different ways and use these different consistencies. At the end of the day, if you want people to come back and to recommend your classes, you've got to make them look like the rock star.
Who doesn't want to be like, here's, Corey and I went to a rug tufting pre-tour class.
We did.
And we were asking, and the lady was like, we really do start everyone off with easy, because if it starts off hard, you're going to get frustrated. Mm-hmm. So Corey and I had to max our dollar, our effort, make everything pretty basic. And Corey, she'll send me a mock-up, and I'll be like, I don't like that we have writing on this one.
Yeah.
And we'll take it out. And I know bakers are like, but I would love for them to say this is what the potential is. The people who come to our classes, they're so far from writing in cursive on a cookie that we take it back to the basics.
Yeah. And what it does is it really sets your business and your cookie classes up for success, where these people come back time after time after time.
I think the key is when they feel like they almost got it, they're likely to come back again. When they feel, and I tell people when we start a class, I said, the person who's most frustrated here, they won't continue this and I'll never see you again.
Yeah, because how would you like to start where someone's
You're
like,
a failure.
this is I learned this year 4.
Yeah.
What?
Nobody wants to pay money to feel bad about themselves. No. So these are all beginner classes. We've talked about it a million times. I think we're sticking with beginner sets.
We have. And you know what? Me and Heather learned before we even had the class kits, there was one Christmas that we did a snowflake with a stiff icing consistency. And the frustration across the board made me realize that just setting people up for success.
It added an additional 15 minutes of class. Each one of those classes ran over because of the complexity of that switch.
Yeah, I had to go around to every single person and show them how to do a snowflake. So
the lessons you learn.
The lessons have been learned.
Okay. For the first year, my favorite class.
Go through, read some of the names off of them.
Okay. We did Winter Warm.
Winter Warm was fun, and that was like clothes that you wear during winter, because January's a weird month. It's a weird month.
We Go Together. That was our Valentine's Day class. Top tier.
That one was like, we did cake and ice cream.
It was 2 things that go together in a set of 4. So there's always 6 cookies for us. March, Spring is Sprung.
That one I liked. Yeah, I liked that one.
Fun. April, jumping into Easter. We've taught that one so many times.
We've taught it every year. I do love that one though.
I think we just taught it this year.
We did.
May, Oh Honey.
I want to say that was stinking cute.
It was stinking cute. But I also, we had Sand and Sugar and Under the Sea for our June and July classes.
I've actually made orders for that.
I like Under the Sea.
Yeah. Isn't that all the
punchy colors? You had a squid.
Oh, it's all the animals from Under the Sea.
Yeah. We did in August a totally groovy class. I've seen somebody in the cookie college just changed that to a 4th of July class.
They changed the colors. Yeah, it was great.
But these were like peas
and a little VW bus.
September fall faves.
Okay, I always like a fall fave.
Right. And then October, remember, and always the last 3 months we return back to these holidays. So it'll always be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So
we've taught this specific Halloween class so often. And it's because the colors
sell really
easily. The colors great. We had like a neon green. So it was like a cauldron. We had a black cauldron and neon bubbles coming out. It was adorable.
I actually have them hyperlinked here. I have a spreadsheet, obviously. But I can see them real quick. Yeah. Oh, there was a cauldron, a bat.
Finger?
Remember Batgate?
Yeah.
Here's a funny thing. We went out of town for some reason in October. Oh, it was CookieCon.
Yeah.
So we needed to get the class done early, but Sweet Pink Golf hadn't sent out the cutters. So I printed them I just eyed them.
You did.
Because we had to get the class out. And I made the bat
bigger.
Tiny or massive?
You made them big.
I made them massive.
You have to think. The cutters are, for the classes that we teach, we always suggest to buy them in 3.5 inches.
Now you don't have the option. For the current classes, it's always going to be a set that matches kind of the average of 3.5. But back then, you could individually purchase. So the bat was too big, and everyone got upset. And the Sweet Pink Golf saved the day by sending everyone 2 bats. So I think the Batgate but I still have bat PTSD.
But we've learned, and now, we've got it down to a kind of an icing science per se.
November, Gobble Gobble.
Okay, I love Thanksgiving.
December, Christmas. And I think we've taught this one every Christmas.
Is that the one with the tree with the
M&M.
M&Ms on him?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was cute with the big old chubby reindeer. And then the cookie, the gingerbread. Okay, then 2024, we went to our secondary classes. That way we could, and what we say is like, if enough people teach these, we give you some options.
Yeah, because if you were like, I really like this, I've been in all of 2023. 2024, we're going to give you just another option to add to your arsenal.
So we did Sugar Snowman. This was Corey's first buildable set.
I know, he was very, very cute. I really
liked him. We never taught him though.
No, we didn't.
Football frosting. I think you sold them as DIY kits, which is another great way to squeeze some money out of these. If you're not big into teaching or you don't feel like teaching this year, turn these into DIY kits. That one was stupid cute.
That was very, very
Did we
cute.
teach it? No, I don't think
No, we didn't. But I did sell it as a DIY kit.
Okay. Luck of the icing. I really feel like we did teach this one. Why did we teach this one, not the football one?
I love this one.
The luck of the icing was...
It was a Shamrock's hat, for sure. Yes. There was a cauldron with coins in it.
Oh, yeah.
And we had sprinkles. Some of these classes do include sprinkles that you need to do. Some don't.
That's all included in a shop list. Yeah. So you're not lost. We did a wet on wet clover.
Yes.
Clover.
Yes.
It was cute. A beard. That was
okay.
red hair.
I liked him.
We did. Okay. This is an interesting one. This is back when Taylor Swift was touring. And so many people liked Taylor Swift that we did a
Taylor Swift inspired one.
So it was called Sweet Sugar Singer. We didn't get in trouble with that, but it has a black snake.
We did teach this one ourselves.
We had the bracelet, the disco ball, mirror ball, excuse me.
I actually made this set a few times for custom orders over the years.
You did. We had, in May, we did the grad class.
The grad class, because everyone wanted the grad class.
Do grad classes. Yeah. So I actually think, and don't quote me on this, that's a 2024 class. One of the cookies does say 2024 on it. I think if you contact Sweet Pink Olive, you might have a 2025 option for that. Okay, this is my favorite one. I don't know why I liked it. June, Grill and Chill. Father's Day.
It was a good one. There was two Swedish fish on a toothpick.
It was so
on the grill.
Fun. It has a steak, a mustard. Remember Frygate?
Yes. I made a bacon. I thought it looked like... I made a French fry, and people were like, I don't know what that is. Is that a finger? Knew it.
We asked my mom, because we said, okay, is it like bakers being difficult? You know, like some bakers just like to be the devil's advocate. Or does it? So we asked my mom. Yeah. She'll tell you exactly what's on her mind. She's like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, so we pivoted. We made a bacon. It turned out to be a cute
So we have 3 meats, which actually worked. And then the fish. July, Christmas in July.
We did do that. That was fun.
That was all these Christmas shapes, but they're like a surfboard.
It was
the gingerbread is wearing a grass skirt.
Santa's a snowman, and he's got like
he's a sandman. Sugar on there. Yeah. That one's very cute. August, we did sugary shrubs. I love this one.
This one was very, very cute. It was a random theme. Amy came up with it, took her idea and ran with it.
You see Amy's next idea. She said it's going to be the next sugar scrub. Sugar shrubs. She wants it to be a cowgirl.
Oh, that's a good one.
I said, well, you hit the nail. The reason why I do like some of the rogue classes that don't have a holiday is because you teach them
every time.
Then we did the cats class, which we're also teaching again.
I want to say the cats class is so stinking adorable. It's one of the cutest ones.
It's funny because this is the only class where some people are like, I can't go. I like dogs. We sold out, so the cat people are there. We'll do this one. Not my favorite.
What?
The skeleton, the build your own skeleton.
So we did.
This is the only time we did a dual consistency class.
For what?
We have 4 colors, but we only have 2 colors, but 4 icings because it is a buildable, like the buildable snowman.
He's got little bones. Skeleton. So you have a little outline one and then a little.
It was cute. I liked it. Maybe I like the set better. I don't know what I like.
Yeah.
Then November we did, this one wasn't called Gobble Gobble. It's called Thanks for Cookies. And it's very cute. An apple pie, a really chubby leaf, a chubby pumpkin, like a... Gobble gobble. What is
it's that? A face for turkey's face.
And
it's
then
a
big
old turkey. Yeah.
A wishbone, but so funny because people, that one also had a gate behind it, toilet bowl seat gate.
Yeah, everyone thought the wishbone. I want to say the wishbone is out there. It's been out there for a long time. So
Corey, every time I watch a class, Corey like raises whatever I was going to say. I thought the toilet bowl seat was hilarious. And then we did a holiday cheer in December, and that was very cute.
What was that one?
I can't believe we haven't taught this. It was a red truck with a Christmas tree.
Yeah, I didn't know why you didn't choose that last year. You didn't choose it.
Sometimes, because I post up our classes ahead of time.
I know.
And I just use the photos from last year.
Well, I don't know what I'm making this year. I have to send it to her.
You said you were making all circle shapes. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
That was very cute. It had a wreath. It had a poinsettia. I'm sorry. You taught this at our own personal house.
I did.
Thanksgiving, Corey wanted to teach our family. Because I was like, I remember the poinsettia. I think I piped it myself. January this year, we did Happy New Year. It was our first time. It was very cute, a yellow.
I want to say everything in that set could be used throughout the year. So there's a champagne glass that you could use for a wedding set. The 2025 could be used for grad season, which just closed out. There was a clock that was be great for retirement parties, everything like that.
This is a very party theme. You have a party hat, a champagne glass, a wine bottle, an explosion.
It was everything you could use throughout the years.
That's crazy that you can remember that.
Yeah.
What did we do in Galentine's Day? What shapes?
Galentine's, we did, just give me a little hint. I know by the name.
A rose.
Oh, this one was so stinky cute. It was a rose, a diamond. It was Galentine's, so not Valentine's.
Stanley, the only man he ever named. Because we had done a Valentine's Day, but some people wanted to do like anti.
Yeah, it was great. It was so stinking adorable.
Okay, I really like this one. We haven't taught it though. The the canine cookies.
Okay, so then because we had a cat class in 2024, in 2025 we did a dog theme, and it's so cute. We have a what is that little thing they pee on when they walk?
Hydrant.
Fire hydrant. We have a dog bowl, which I thought was cute.
It's funny because Sweet Pink Olive will have an opinion, and she'll be like, "I have too many circles in my shop. Let's do a circle baseball with a paw on it." So
that's what she did.
She's like, she doesn't want you guys ending up with a bunch of
which is great,
shapes.
and she's thinking so much about the people who've been in the past classes, so she's able to.
Corey adds like a technique per these basic classes so that the students can feel like they're learning something. This one was the kibble.
Yeah, so we took the back of the scribe and like broke the icing, so it actually looked like dog food, dog kibble on there. It was very cute.
Then we did this one, I think our first ever shaped set. I know we did the stackable skeleton but for the Mom's Day class, we did mom with flowers that surrounded it.
Yeah, that one actually came together. Me and Sweet Pink Olive, she's like, you know what? I can do the flowers that surround it, so it could be giftable. So everyone who takes the class could be able to gift this to their mom after.
I did like it.
Yeah.
Probably though my favorite this year has been the Cookies de Mayo, which is Cinco de Mayo class. It's just got a really chubby, and I really like this one's pretty slick. They did a cactus. Then they did outlining on the cactus, so it's got a little bit. But on the outlines, they dropped little white sprinkles to look like spikes.
So here's the thing with that class: a lot of people end up teaching classes at breweries, and a lot of sell chips and salsa. It's kind of like that Tex-Mex mix.
It's definitely a brews and bags of icing type.
Great option to teach for one of those.
Then in June, we did Frosting Fathers. This was a Father's Day theme set. So we had a golf ball. We had the letters DAD that fit together, a beer bottle, and a tie. So it was our first ever Father's Day class. And then we did this one last month, and I thought it was stupid cute, the patriotic piping. And it's all red, white, and blue.
We hadn't done an independence theme because there's people like from across the pond who partake in there.
Also, really, my hot take for the July 4th is it's so early in the month, and Corey and I typically market that month for classes because when a holiday falls early, in June, are you thinking about the 4th of July? Kind of.
Yeah.
It'd be like marketing for a Christmas class 2 days before Christmas, right? It'd be harder, but it was so cute.
It was very cute.
It's so funny. Corey's, our sister's husband's brother, is obsessed with the forefathers. He just got married, and they're having a 4th of July wedding party. So it's literally in 2 days. And they asked Corey to do the cookies, and she did red, white, and I do, and let freedom ring. And then she actually used these cutters.
Yeah, to give them. So I have 1 dozen that's specifically for the bride and groom, and then the extra one are all these from this class kit just for everyone else who goes to the party.
So yeah, if you're like, well, I like the concept of I want to teach a class, sign up, turn these into DIY kits. If you're in the Cookie College, Corey actually provides you those photos as freebies as well. If not, you could just make your own. So that is very fun. Now, the Bakers Biz Basics, can't pick a favorite. They all stack on each other. Highly recommend if you're getting started and don't know where to start, do that one. Digital downloads, love these guys. It's kind of whatever I feel like. I always run it by Corey to see if it makes sense.
So say some of the past few ones. They've been very good. I've liked your direction.
Corey is I made a cookie class kit flyer. A lot of people will edit it for each class. Yeah. So if you wanted to make a flyer, we did Instagram designed business cards. So the business cards that look like an Instagram feed.
It's an Instagram feed, and you just plug in the photos.
Yeah, so it's a Canva template, and you can just build it for yours and get it printed by either Vistaprint or Canva. I did Munbin thermal designs, but they're all customizable. So I create the template. I make sure everything fits, and then you could just change the text because I leave the text box for you. Halloween cookie tags. Everyone liked those.
Everyone likes. I love cookie tags, and those were.
I did an email signature template in Canva, so I built it for you. Just plug in your information, export, upload to Google. We did all those freebies we dropped in February that expired every day. Yeah, you can get them all.
Oh, that's
nice. It's
so those were those mini cookies.
It was mini cookies
with the tags.
It was STLs. It was transfers. It
was
backers.
It was photos of them. I'm sure.
I think you did. Yeah, I think you did. We did a school textures pack. That's more for like Eddie printed stuff, or if you're making graph paper, design that and stuff. This past month, we did a thank you cookie STL with a print file that could be changed with your logo in the middle.
So in the main group, in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, I showed everyone what I've been doing this year for my thank you cookie. I'd settled on one cookie cutter. So a lot of people are like, this is so cool. I would love to make something more customizable. So Heather has made this circle, and then you can put your logo in the center, but it says thank you in a circle.
And Corey said that even though she said 3.5 is the average size, so I made a 3.5 circle.
Circles are weird.
Corey said this is the biggest pizza pie cutter I've ever seen. So I made a smaller one, 1.7.
Yeah.
So there's 2 versions of it. So the concept is you print the STL, Then you take it to Eddie and you can print the thank you thing. Within Canva, you can add your logo. But I made 5 different types of the thank you cookie. I would love for you to try it out.
Yeah, you print me the smaller one and I will.
Did I not?
No, I have the giant guy. Shoot. Here's the thing. Why would I need to do a thank you cookie? The people who buy the cookies never eat them. This is what I've learned over the years.
These are also called card cookies.
Yeah, card cookies, thank you cookies. So what you want to do is you want to solidify with the person who gave you the money. They need to test the product so they can come back and buy more. Cookies look cute, they look great, but do they taste good? So by giving the person who bought the cookies something to eat themselves, you are really solidifying a returning client for you if your cookies taste good.
Right.
If they don't taste good, that's not good.
No, thank you. Yeah, so those are all included. Now, back when we first launched digital downloads, they were actually 12 Instagram templates. If you uploaded them in order to create a pretty grid on your profile.
And it was themed out. They were themed out for
those are
the
still
holidays.
Available. I did not archive those. So
and you can use them as you go. If a lot of times what I'm seeing people post is like their flyers on Instagram. If you want to zhuzh it up, look a little bit different than Canva. What's so crazy is like I can tell when Canva drops a new template. I'll see it everywhere across every single business.
Hey man, hate the flyer, not the game. And then the last one is $2 Transfer Club, of which I have a running formula in the spreadsheet. Kind of a sleight of hand. It's hard to get Google Sheets to calculate an undetermined, never-ending number. So every time I add a new sheet, this formula automatically updates itself. We're at cost per sheet, 0.0091 cents. Under a penny.
0.091 cents. How many transfer sheets are in the Transfer Club currently?
My favorite question of all time. 219. However, it's more than that because the letters, the alphabet, of which there's 26, each one of those is actually 5 sheets in one. So you get 0.5, 0.75.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I think I might have even done 0.25.
So what is a transfer sheet? A transfer sheet, and these are all digital downloads. So what you would actually do is you'd print them off. You'd either put a piece of parchment paper on there. You could laminate them. And what you do is you put the icing, pipe the icing right on there, and then it laminates the... Sorry, you threw me off.
Sorry, I thought I had those turned. There's so many things you got to remember when you run a podcast.
So what a transfer sheet is these are digital downloads. So you don't get these in the mail. You print the ones off that you need. Like I did someone's name. It was Isaac. And I needed to have the transfer for his name because it was on this kind of like punchy metal threading background. So I couldn't pipe right on it. It would make it look kind of weird. So I used transfers to actually pipe the names on it. You let it dry overnight, depending what you're drying it on. So if you piped on parchment, it dries a little bit faster because it's porous. If you did like on a cello bag, it takes a little bit longer because it's not porous. But then you could take those off and you can attach it to your cookies with royal icing. It really makes things stand out because you have to think when you're piping on top of icing. It looks like it still looks 3D, but it's not super 3D. But a transfer sheet will make it 3D. And there's so many different shapes that you've come up with over the years.
You know, I like to, I've been doing the transfers since I could put a date and everything because why not? May 2023 is when we started.
2023. So what are some of the transfer templates that are in there? And
hot
these
dog,
are
baby bottle, baby bib, baby
store,
baby
I do want to say some transfers out there are not necessarily free because they're taking images from other people online that technically aren't free. Heather's designing these from her brain. So they are free as a bird. No one's ever going to come and say, did you take my transfer?
I tried to make a lip with a tongue coming out. I was like, what do lips look like? Yeah. It really threw me for a loop. I think I was teaching a class on that one, so people were watching me. I was getting sweaty.
So you want to make sure that if you are finding transfers online or you're making them yourselves, that you're not going on someone's intellectual property. These are Heather's brain.
Chonky beef, pizza topping, baby duck, baby pacifier, baby rattle, baby feet, baby booty, baby stroller, baby bib, baby bottle. You can see again in a theme.
Yeah.
Hot dog, steak, mustard, grill, bacon, whisk, fire, sliced egg, peanut, car, basketball, soccer ball, tennis ball, bowling ball.
I feel like those are circles.
But they have, I don't know, they have the stitching on them. I don't know. What do you guys need? 8-ball, golf ball, volleyball, watering can, sweet plant, hamburger, open book, paw, acorn, leaf 2, leaf 3, leaf 4, pumpkin 2, mushrooms, apple 2, leaf 5, pie slice 2, fancy pumpkin, soda can, ornament, Santa. You can see we're going through. I try to drop them ahead of time. So these are all dropped in October.
Oh, that's nice.
So you'd have them before the ornament. There's different shapes. They're all
I want to say the ornament's great if you're doing like a tree or if you're trying to do a DIY kit and you're doing one of those build your own trees. Putting those little ornaments in a little sprinkle tube are great for people to be able to attach them themselves.
Chocolate strawberry, diamond, tumbler, kissy lip, box of chocolates, double heart, 0.5 eggs.
I want to
double
say
eggs.
the diamond one is great for if
The
you're
diamond
doing
one
the
has a
ring
bunch
one.
of shapes. It's a bunch of diamonds.
Because you could do an overhead diamond. I told Heather I need overhead view in case you're doing the ring box. I needed a side view in case I'm doing a ring to the side. So she made those.
Did that. Peach, emoji smile, dog face, emoji surprise, emoji happiness. I was going down the emojis and Corey didn't seem enthusiastic, so I stopped. Cactus, avocado, taco, sombrero, pepper, taco again. There were 2 tacos? No, I made 2 tacos. Butterfly, tie, golf tee, candle, candle thin, candle medium, candle thick. Train, chonky sunflower, train 1, sunflower stem, sunflowers, patriotic 4, patriotic USA. I mean, they're not just 219.
Yeah.
And there's just a bunch. And some people ask, like, how can the way Podia, the platform that we host this, works, it's not great for searching. You could search these keywords and kind of find them, but this spreadsheet is always updated.
Oh, the spreadsheet's great.
I live and die by my spreadsheets. Okay. Now, if you guys are like, wow, we haven't been told to enough yet, girls, I'm going to tell you there is actually 3 options for yearly membership. So we don't offer yearly memberships for all of these, but we do for 3. And it's the Cookie College, the class kits, and the digital downloads.
Okay.
Not only are those half off, they're also 2 months free. So that's our thank. If you stick with us for the year, our thank to you is an additional 2 months free. Wow. So instead of paying for the 12 months, you pay for 10. Nice. It's all billed up front though. So you're billed one time.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about it. You know, you could bill the one time, cancel the rebill, and just be in for a year. Save money.
Yeah.
Right? So those yearly memberships are also on sale. Now, here's the asterisk.
Question.
Okay.
When you're in a yearly one of these, that means if I sign up for the year on, let's say, July 27th. Anything dropped within that next year, I have access to.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so I get everything dropped for the next 365 days.
Uh-huh.
While I'm current.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, you'll be current because you paid up front, so you're never not current.
Oh, nice. That's great. So anything, if you drop extra things, thing.
Whatever membership you're in. Now, here's the caveat, though. To sign, if you say, okay, I'm not ready to do the Cookie College, I'm going to sign up for the digital downloads, you can't switch to that grandfathered rate after the thing. The sleight of hand is you get into the Bakers Business Basics and get that discount code. But otherwise, let's say the Cookie College includes everything. It is the better buy. Not only is it the better buy for yearly because you get 2 months free, but you also get it 2 months free plus that additional 10% off for that one.
Nice.
So the Cookie Class Kit, same thing. If you paid by each month, you'd be paying $756. But if you bought yearly during the sale, you pay $315.
Wow.
Right. That means you get 12 class kits that will drop. And then also remember, because they archive at the end of each year, you already get the ones that have already dropped. So you'll have more than 12 class kits.
Nice.
At the Cookie College, you get all those class kits. And the same with the digital downloads. You get everything we've ever dropped, plus for 12 months, you get
what is dropped next.
So that is how that works. So if you did the Cookie College yearly, you actually save 25%.
Oh, that's nice.
Because you get the 2 months free.
Yeah.
Then staying in full price monthly. So that's where that number comes
from. And I say for the class kits, the next one to drop, which will be on July 7th, is the back to school.
Because we work a month and a half out for you guys.
Then we have a birthday class. That's one of those ones that you could teach all year round. People ask for that one, so there'll be a birthday class. Then we're back to our major hitters, which are, Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas.
So keep in mind, Halloween drops in September. So you have all of September to market it. It was called the October class, but it's actually a September drop.
Yeah. If you sign up in July, what me and Heather have done, and this has worked, no one's ever questioned it. We've gone and we've posted like a photo of like past classes, like the past.
And I say designs may
vary because you might like the thing that comes out in November for Christmas.
Yeah. One time, I don't know, we had this class and I was like, I just felt like doing another one. And they got there and like, hey, this is the class we're doing. And everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, they were totally
They just really want to learn. Yeah. I would try to keep those a little bit more. I don't use a Halloween class for my Christmas photo.
Right.
Okay, so I wanted to add one thing. What was it?
Shoot, I really threw you.
Well, here's what I want to do. If you're in another membership, if you're in an active membership right now and you're like, oh, shoot, I'd really like to switch memberships, but I want to get these sales. You don't have to wait till your membership cancels. You can log in to www.cookiecollege.com with your login. Go to settings in the top right. Go to billing and click change plan on that sale day.
So on July 27th, if I'm currently at the college at the $76, and I said I really would like to get it for $68.
Why would you not? Same thing you're paying for, less money you pay.
Yeah.
On that day, for that 1 week, not a day later, for that 1 week, you have 7 whole days, you'll be able to go there, change plans, and it'll allow you to select that cheaper plan.
Oh, that's fantastic.
If you're in the $2 transfer club and you're like, I think I want everything, you're going to do on that day, you're going to go change plan and then go purchase, go switch plans.
It's a no-brainer.
Now here's the part I really like about this plan switching thing is, let's say I paid $76 and now I'm going to $68. What happened to my $76? It's prorated. It's not going to take money for it. It'll apply your overpayment to your next month.
Oh, nice.
So you're never billed twice. So
that's great.
let's say if somebody's like, my renewal date's the 26th,
Yeah.
but on the 27th, I'm switching plan. Did I just pay twice? No, if you pay the 26th, essentially switching that next day is going to be free to you.
Oh, that's great.
And then you're going to get like even an overage.
Yeah, the little
for the next
overage
month.
right there. Oh, so it's a win-win-win-win-win.
It's a win-win-win-win-win.
Oh, that's great.
A win-win-win-win-win.
Don't worry. We're going to remind you. I know it's only July 1st. We're going to remind you throughout the month of July.
You've got to disseminate information.
Yes.
And the big takeaway, even if you're like, oh, I don't want any of these memberships, the big takeaway is you have to disseminate information constantly. Because, Corey and I always say, somebody's like, I can't sell out my classes. How many times do you post about it? Twice. That's why.
Yes.
Because twice reached nobody. Mm-hmm. What did it say? Is 21, 22, 24 touch points before somebody makes a decision?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great example. New Lastin. Not sure if it works. How do my eyebrows look? YouTube people. I thought about it. I've thought about it for 6 months.
Yeah.
For 6 months, New Lastin has put an ad in front of me. A lot of ads, because that's the only way I sign for the newsletter. Finally, on Memorial Day, they were running a 20% off sale if you did their subscription.
And you said, sign me up.
Give me eyebrows. But it took so many different touch points for them to finally get.
So if you've been in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group and you've like, I've heard about the college, I've heard about the class kits, I've never known if that's something for me. This is your chance to partake in it at a discounted rate.
Discounted rate, cancel anytime.
Yeah.
With the yearly, you're in for the year, but we do have a little bit of a loophole for you there.
Yeah,
if you need
in
to get
the
out
college, you get added to a private Facebook group. That's where I drop these freebie photos. So a lot of people are busy right now, or they've taken off for the summer, and they're like, "Oh, July 4th is coming.
Can't
I
pay
have
them
nothing
to mix
post."
icing.
Yeah, and I have nothing to post. I made, I think, about 5 different graphics that people could use to wish everyone a happy 4th of July.
Just to keep your page going, because like Corey and I say, nothing's worse than trying to resuscitate it.
In the college, these class kits, they actually had an uproar and made me do this. I made every class kit into a DIY kit. So if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to teach this month, but I still want to partake, you can just snag.
Maybe you're like, I'm not even sure if I want to partake. I want to see if anybody wants to buy. And these work really well for pre-sales.
Yeah.
And then you can say, okay, I'm in. Sweeping Off sells the STLs or the physical files. That's both.
That's why
so
we
you can
partnered
say,
with her. In the college, we have an amazing member, Julia. She makes what's called the cookie class playlist. So me and Heather designed this PowerPoint. And the PowerPoint you can show on a TV, you can show on a computer screen, you can project it.
You print
takes
it out.
everyone step by step by step. But she actually goes into the PowerPoint, takes the graphics, makes them into a tiny playlist that fits on a single little piece of paper that you can print off and just show it. If you're not tech savvy, that's a fantastic way. And that's for the people that are in the college.
And something what I do, because why not, is when we teach a class kit, when we teach a cookie class, I add on Eventbrite, which I teach how to use in the cookie college, DIY kits. And to those people, some people just buy DIY kits. They never come to class. I send them, and you also get my email drip campaign in every class kit. I send them the PowerPoint that you didn't even have to make. I made it myself. There's just some editing. You'll add your photo in, unless you want to send them a picture of Corey, which you can. I send them the playlist in the PowerPoint.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So another value-added thing. And we actually charge more for Cookie Class Kit DIY kits because of that. So another way to make
I know.
more money.
So I'm just saying, if this is something you've thought about, you've heard about it, you've been in the SEM group for the last 5 years, and this is the time. This is a slow enough time of the year that you won't be wasting the money if you sign up in November because you'll be so busy baking your December cookies. This is the time you can get in there. You can take the classes that you need to, and we'll help you. Once you get into the Cookie College Facebook group, you ask, hey guys, if I'm wanting to do this, we'll guide you in the comment section. So there's about 800-900 people in there that have taken the classes.
I was
that can
going to
help
say, it's
you.
a lot of fun. I was just thinking, I just forgot. Somebody had emailed me that they paid for another member's month.
Oh, that's very
in
nice.
College.
2 members met up the other day at
2 members met up the
Disney.
other day. We also do a group Starbucks card. Corey and I'll put out a QR code, and you can go be Heather for a
Group
day.
challenges are great. We did a walking one. I'm still on it mentally.
We just wrapped up our photo challenge yesterday.
Yeah. It's just a great group, and it's where we can really dive. In the main group, sometimes you can't have talk about a customer because people get too mean in the comments. So we
always get the rolling eye and the laugh reacts.
Yeah.
In Cookie College, I don't even have to check the comment section.
It's down to business. Hey, I have this customer. I messed up
handle
here.
this? What can we do?
It's people taking accountability. I messed up here. Here's where I messed up.
And
but I need to
nobody's bullying
salvage this
them.
relationship. What can I do?
Yeah, the problem in the big groups is, I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. I don't want to feel bad. I already feel bad. My client's unhappy. And then you've got these other bakers who don't even bake anymore offering their 2 cents nobody wanted, saying, you're a bad baker. You shouldn't have done this. You mess up here. Your icing is ugly.
Which we don't even allow in the group. So that's why we end up turning off the comments anyways. But if you're like, I'm ready to grow my business in 2025, this is going to be 'tis the season.
Mm-hmm.
Don't come up to me come October and be like, everyone else is selling so much. Where's my stuff?
Right. Now is the time to plant these seeds that will benefit you come that time. We do run the sale again in Black Friday, but that is a single day only sale.
Yeah.
So this is the only time where all of the stuff will be discounted. Like
I know. So I cannot wait to meet you new roomies. That's what we call you. In the college. So it'll be fun. Do we have any text-in questions moving along?
Yeah, this is the, I'm sorry guys, I was out of town for the last week, and the person who won the cookie design lab month, she was like, I did claim it. I'm not hearing back from you. I was like, no, that's so not on you. That is on me.
So what's this section called again? It's
STL me about it.
STL me about it. If you've never heard, Cookie Design Lab is actually sponsoring this part of the podcast. If you were like, you know what, I've spent $1 bajillion on cookie cutters and I just can't do it anymore. My marriage is on the rocks. If he sees one more box coming in, it's going to be the end of me. A cookie cutter software that actually helps you make cookie cutters at home is the next step to marriage reconciliation.
Okay, 15 texts.
15 texts?
Because remember, we've been gone for 2 weeks.
10.
10. Okay, this is from 907.
907. I'm going to say that's New Mexico.
Alaska. Anchorage, Alaska. Now I say podcast covering multiple oceans. Remember Corey's big, beautiful garden party wedding cookie photo shoot thing? Mm-hmm. The one with the stage bridesmaids for a fake bridal shower? Uh-huh. Do you feel like you got leads from that in retrospect? Was it worthwhile? Okay, thanks, love you, bye. It's all one word.
Love you, bye. Here's the great thing about
I'm so sorry, 907, Heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com. Email me, and you get 1 month free of the Cookie Design Lab, an online STL design software, which I really do like. It's simple.
Yeah.
If you didn't win, you can text in 571-556-5644 or buy Cookie Design Lab right now using code TWINS. 10% off.
Nice. Here's the thing. Do I get referrals from those girls, from the fake models? No. Do I get constantly tagged by the dreamy picnic lady and the one who does the florals all the time? Plus, I've been disseminated through their circle of influence as well.
Do you think you could point at an order and say, I got one because I did that?
Yes.
You think you could point at 2 orders? 5 orders?
I don't know about that.
Okay. Do you think it was, would you do it again?
I would do it again.
You would do it again?
It was not a ton of buy-in time.
Did you get a lot of photos from it?
I took 1,000 photos.
Oh, you went and took
unfortunately, the photographer had canceled and I became the photographer. Yeah. So I did get a ton of photos from it. The photos where I was able to make anything I wanted to. I've grown my circle of influence with those 2 ladies. I still keep in contact and talk to them all the time, which was fantastic. Nice. Yeah.
That was the burb.
Yeah. Love her.
What was it called?
The fertile burb.
Fertile burb.
Yeah, she's very, very nice. And the picnic lady, very, very nice. She's had photography to her thing. So she does recommend me, which is great because she is in that space that I want to be in. I will say, I wish that I would have been chosen a place that was in the county that I am in. It is the next county over, which is about 40 minutes away from where I am. So I get fewer referrals because it's so far away. So if I had chosen somewhere that was a little bit more local to me, it would have been better. But it was great for my first time and first effort.
I love it. Somebody corrected a typo I have in the auto
Oh my goodness.
Bless yourself. What would I do?
Without them, I don't know.
What would I do without these?
So the next person Heather's going to read, they didn't win, so thank you. But we're going to just read a few and go off of there and see what we can give to.
This typo in the reply text. Sorry, I edit for a living.
Oh, I love you editing for a living. Continue to edit, Heather.
So no cookie cutter versions. That was funny. I needed your help there, 301. Thank you, 301. Isn't that Maryland?
I think so.
Okay. I like this one. So hi twins, I know you did an episode a few weeks ago regarding refunds. I'm totally aboard the refund policy train. However, it drives me a little bit crazy that there have been some past clients that haven't come back, but they also haven't given me a review. I'm not saying that my service hasn't become stellar, but starting out, I think I could have done better. Is it wrong to reach out to these clients from like a year ago and see what could have made their experience better? I don't want to fish for negative reviews either. So I feel like this could be a slippery slope. What do you guys think? Love from your favorite Pittsburgh girl. My God.
You could have just Sarah. Pittsburgh, I'm going to tell you my feedback here. We don't want to necessarily invite bad reviews in. And if you know that you have gotten better over the years, instead of coming back and be like, what could I do better? If you're really trying to get the review and get them back into your circle, I'd reach out to them and be like, hey, I just was thinking about you. I have these 6 extra cookies that I baked and they have your name on it. I would love if you could come stop by and I could just hand these to you. Thank you for your order a year ago. It was so nice to bake for you. And what you're going to do, even though that's free product, you're giving away, you're bringing them back into your circle.
This is your essential sample for somebody.
It's erasing any bad thing you might have done.
It does 2 things. Because you're giving something, they feel obligated not to be mad.
Yeah.
Another thing is it said, I got better. Check it out. My better butter. The third thing is please expect that a lot of people won't reply to you. You just got to understand in the world of outreach, this is kind of a weird version of cold outreach because they've turned it cold shoulder. They haven't come back and you're trying to warm it back up. I would say for every one of those you send out, let's say for every 10, I would expect maybe one person take the bait.
Sure.
And one person is phenomenal.
We live in a very transient area. People are coming and going. We have a lot of military bases around here. The government's here. So people are coming and moving. So when I think like for my area, since we don't live in a small town, it doesn't.
I really like that. You just put a positive spin on it. She's thinking they don't like me because they did something wrong. Asterisk, they might have just forgotten about you. You're reminding them about you in the best way possible. Free cookies.
Yeah, you have to think like if you're not sending out a newsletter and staying in front of them, it's so easy to fall out of their feed. And so many people are like, even my grandmother cannot remember the business name. She cannot remember it. Even my husband has sometimes difficulty. So you have to remember sometimes it isn't even you.
But I think she wants to know what they didn't like. And that's a rough one. When you ask somebody, opinions are like bunholes. Everybody's going. When you ask somebody what they didn't like, they tend to force themselves to find an answer.
Yeah.
So
I would try to erase the bad with the good.
Right. I would really focus on recurring orders here and not necessarily negative feedback.
Yeah. I would say try to erase the bad with the good. If you've gotten better and, like maybe my communication wasn't as good back then, try to give them this new communication version of you. And then if they're like, wow, thank you so much. Hey, I love it if you could leave a review based on what I just gave you.
Oh, another text says, just so you guys know, the sugar discount has run out for the stupid card tray, unless I spelled sugar wrong. But please don't read this text, though. Just read my last one. I'm so sorry. We read them both. I really liked them both, but that's good to know. So we had a plan with stupid card tray. I have some thoughts about that myself, but I'll keep that to myself.
Okay, read the next one.
Okay, this was a bit longer one, but I like it. Hi. I'm hoping you guys can help me crack the code on cutting down on order inquiries that have come through my Instagram DMs. I've had a professional website set up for several years that's fully optimized for custom cookie orders, and I link to it both my Instagram bio and my Facebook page. My Instagram bio also clearly states all inquiries through DMs through the website. Despite that, I still get quite a few order-related DMs, usually from non-followers, so they end up in hidden requests folder. I tried using auto replies, but since I also get a lot of casual DMs from cookie friends, past clients, I hate that because I want to use an auto reply, but it sends it to everybody. Yeah. So she's saying she uses the auto reply, but it's sent to so many people that didn't need it. She's like, I disabled it. I've also set up 3 clickable FAQ responses in my DMs, but people usually bypass them and just start asking, like, are you available on this date without giving any details about their order? So I still have to direct them to the form. Is there anything else you'd suggest adding to my profile or changing my strategy to help reduce or redirect people to my current website and cut down on these kind of messages? Thanks so much for all you do.
I would, and I love this aspect for me, is I would save a reply to my notes on my notes app. If I see that someone is coming and they're trying to make an order and it's sent to the request, I'm just going to copy that and pretend it's an auto reply. I'm just going to use that for that.
So it's a manual action. Yeah. Because we're not using the autoresponder because autoresponders are a bit annoying. What I do in copy pasta is I put a bracket for me to change one aspect to seem personalized.
Sure, but here's the thing. I want them to know this is not a manned reply. I need you to go to the form. This is not a manned reply.
So do you say that? Hey, I don't manage this inbox, but if you go to this form, I'll be right there with you.
If you would like to place an order, you can click this link. It will take you to the form. I'll get back to you within 2 to 3 email days.
Here, my area code is what? Hey, 630. My thoughts to you is I don't think right now there's a current way to stop this. It's a great sign that your marketing's working. I hate working on business in DMs. Yeah. I'll actually redirect. A lot of people from the Cookie College will message the page and I'll be like, hey, just shoot Heather an email or shoot Corey an email. Do I think you can ever break the spirit of a DMer? No. I think you can redirect them, but we didn't really solve her problem because she says she's always doing this.
Okay, but I want to say you can't lean your business to your cookie friends. They understand the name of the game.
Yeah,
it's
true.
okay if that autoresponder is showing up in theirs. You are a local-based business. And yes, bakers do like to reach out to you, but they know the name of the game. You're not annoying them. They're just trying to get as much business as you are. So hitting them with an autoresponder, totally fine. When someone messaged me and I give them a reply and I hit with the autoresponder, does not faze me at all.
Here's what I do. Since Instagram really does that shared inbox so well, or the shared notifications, within an Instagram download, an Instagram app, you can log into 5 different profiles.
Yeah.
You don't do this in a message yet because you got our sisters DMing Mixing Bowl and you're like not replying to them and they're frustrated because you're like, well, this is for my business. What you need is a Finsta.
Yeah. For sure.
Corey refuses to get one. So what I do is I'm logged in as myself and posting pictures of my cat every other second. But then I'm also managing the Sugar Cookie Marketing one. When I get the notification for Sugar Cookie Marketing, click on it, switches me over. Yeah. What you can do, my area code right here, is what you can do is start directing family baking friends to the Finsta. Mm-hmm. That way, work is truly work and pleasure is truly pleasure. I can
see bakers. They'll follow me in a personal account, and in their bio, it'll be like, I bake at Mixing
not a bad way to
whisker, do it. Whiskey whisk. And I'm like, okay, they're just, so they can reply to me and I'm not going to throw off their business. They're not going to throw off my business.
So another option, so we could kind of limit your DMs. Now the problem is she's getting them in the other, when they go to spam or other, you're not getting the notifications. It's got to be part of your workflow to check it.
It's honestly, it does end up there because oftentimes either they're DMing a lot of cookie businesses to get a lot of different quotes
you're
all
not
at
connected,
once.
There's no mutuals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
But I think you got to just forego your cookie friends and the annoying notifications.
Mama's got to make money, baby girl. Mama's got to make money. Okay, that takes us through our texting question. Unless we want to add anything right there. No. I interrupted. Cookie Design Lab is a sponsor of the STL Me About It, whoever you were that came up with that genius. If you guys want to enter in next week, you get a month of the Cookie Design Lab software, web-based STL design software, meaning it's not bogging down.
Not bogging down.
Your device. Yeah. I opened Fusion the other day. My whole computer took off tomorrow.
Is that what it's big boy?
And now Fusion's like, are you stealing our software? You have to log in on the web. You got to go back. It's like complicated.
Yes.
And I'm like, what do I even do here? But Cookie Design Lab takes all that mystery away. If you did not win and you still want to design a cutter on the fly, the code is TWINS at cookiedesignlab.com.
Nice. Next up for our sponsors, speaking of, Royal Batch by Bakety Bake. Apparently people are moving to new meringue powders. If you want to find one that I actually do swear by, I love it. I use it on everything I do.
Do they have any back ordering? Let me check it.
I don't know. You got to double check. So Royal Batch has 3 ingredients already in it. It's got white food coloring. Oh, nice. Is there anything that says if you added to cart anything?
Oh, like if I add a cart, it won't be there?
I don't know. No, I think you're right.
You can even write a little note with my order, but use code
TWINS. It's got white food coloring in it. It has vanilla extract in it. It has corn syrup, which gives it a soft bite and allows it. Someone asked me, why is your cookie why do they reflect so well? Why is there a shine on there? And it's because there's corn syrup in the icing. I'm drying it under a fan.
Okay.
That is how you get the shine.
Do you have to use Bakety Bake to get the shine?
No, you can add corn syrup, but you do have to have corn syrup in a fan to do it. And it already has in there. Okay. Yeah.
So the fan has to be
blown.
But nobody knows the science of that. I've asked a million people.
No idea.
We need a chemist here. Next up, I actually have this all listed on the website along with the collab details. You guys want to go to their website and see all my fanciness. We have Baking Me Crazy. Code favorite twin gets you 10% off. Baking Me Crazy, if you say that sounds familiar, she's done the Vending Money for quite a few years now. It is a supply shop for bakers. Really like the lady. She's very nice. Karen.
Very kind.
Daisy Makes is rolling back on. I forgot to email her back, but I'm adding her here. Daisy Makes is the cake
pop molds. Yeah, I got an order and I'll be using one of hers for it. Someone wanted chocolate chip cookie shaped cake pops. So I'll be using a bite out of it? Circle one. I didn't know if I could do the bite. She wanted circles, so I guess so I'll just try to make what you wanted.
That'd be cute. Daisy Makes is by Amy Mucha. She hosted the first ever cake pop con called What's Popping Con. They invited us to speak at it. It was very fun. It was in Kent, Ohio, where her shop is, where her supply shop is, so you could actually shop there. There might be a code, and then I got it out. I've been out of town. I'm out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, she's back in.
I've been in the snake pit. Eddie, the edible food printer. Name sounds like what it is. Actually, rumor has it they're working on an EddieCon.
I heard that. So Eddie Con, they were thinking if it would be in December or of this year or
sounded like it was a
January of
January
next. So I
thing.
think it'll be in 2026.
Because people were like, I'm just reading the gossip and the thing. People were like, yeah, December's pretty busy to leave. I think it was like a 2-day thing, 2 days of 2 classes.
Yeah, it was people. So what is Eddie? It's a direct-to-food printer. It prints right on the top of, and for me specifically, royal icing. And that's what I make. I used him on this order that I did for July 4th. Easy breezy. They wanted George Washington incorporated in some of these cookies. I found this great graphic on Etsy. It prints food coloring.
Yeah, here's
like
the thing.
printer.
Okay, the 4th of July thing Corey was doing, Ashley, sister of the brother-in-law, said she wanted George Washington. And then, so I'm like, well, I got to print the cutter. And Corey's like, well, I won't come to the house in time because I'm going out of town. And then, so Corey used Eddie. She bought a print file, like an SVG on Etsy, printed it using Eddie, then piped the glasses because it's George Washington
to make it 3D. Yeah,
and it was pretty cute.
Yeah, very cute.
I think, did you post it on something?
I did in the college. Yeah.
Yeah, post it on some social media that the rest of us can see.
Okay.
Posted it. So that takes us to our sponsors. Thank you so much, sponsors, because without you, there'd be no podcast. There'd be no.
Yeah.
So appreciate you guys, and thank you guys for buying from the sponsors, because without you using these codes, they don't know.
Exactly.
So if you think like, I'm going to pay full price because I want to support them, please don't. Please use the discount codes.
Yeah.
Keeps them sticking around here because they know that you guys are using the code because you're listening to the podcast. Do you have a Twinterest?
Do you have a Twinterest?
It's going to be a Viper fact. That's really all I did this past week.
That's fine. It'll give me time to clue out and think about my own.
Okay, the man, he had to be in his mid-80s.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, so sorry if you're not. He had invented Dodge Viper paint.
Okay.
But
is that a special paint?
Every car has a color code. It's like, Mazda won paint of the year. So apparently it's a prestigious thing. And then Dodge first started with the Viper, only 2 colors, black or red. The first year they were all sold to dealerships, but in the 1993 to 1995, well, they kind of expanded the color range a little bit. That's why mine's green, kind of a forest green. But this guy, Sandy, they wanted to try white with blue stripes on a Gen 2 the year after mine.
Okay.
His was the only one. He said, I will offer up my personal car. Again, he had it new. This was back in 1996.
Yeah.
He said, I'll offer up my personal car to test the paint.
Oh.
Because, it could turn out ugly, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
So they painted it, but all the Chrysler execs were like, we want that. So there are only 4 in existence. 1 was destroyed because they used it to test the paint. 3 exist, and they were all owned, or 2 are owned by Chrysler executives, the guys who ran Chrysler, CEOs. And then this guy, Sandy, that was there, and he brought it and put the miles on it.
Funny. Yeah.
What a collector car, and in a weird world, it would be kind of priceless.
Yes.
Because it's a one of one outside of the CEOs that have theirs.
Yeah. I have no Pinterest. I just thought about it. 0. Zero.
Let me think. Let's walk back through your life.
You left me at home with my husband for a week. That was very rude of you.
You could come with me to the Viper thing.
I would rather die.
I'll bring mine. We'll sweat together.
Air conditioning.
Look at those twin girls sweating over there.
I am truly ready for fall.
I am too.
Corey
duped me into going to Bath and Body Works.
Yeah,
so she
I
was
thought
like
they
the
had
Christmas in July candles.
Scents. I swear they did.
Here's my thing, and we can fight out back if you guys don't like what I'm about to say. The summer scents of the 3 wicks are just starbursts.
They are starbs.
And when they smell like candy, I don't love that.
What I love eating candy. Love is white pumpkin.
No, what I love, fall leaves. The one called autumn.
You love white pumpkin.
Gingham. That one's a little sweeter.
I have it at home. I've been saving it. It'll be my first foray.
Then I love white pumpkin. Fall. Those ones. Give me fern.
Yeah.
Give me them fall stuff. I said, Corey, what you're gonna see, what you're not gonna judge, is I'm gonna walk out with where they give you that bag that fits the 10 in there.
It's got little holders.
But they're all gonna be fall leaves. Mm-hmm. They're all fall leaves.
Yeah.
That's every single one will smell that way. I like anything with cinnamon in it.
Oh, cinnamon is great.
Yes.
Cinnamon is fantastic. They had cinnamon vanilla there. Cinnamon spice vanilla.
I'm not mad about that at all.
Yeah, it smelled great.
Sometimes the bakery ones are too strong.
I think when I say it was called butter pecan or cinnamon spice pecan, it's so strong. I almost can't handle it.
Does it smell like somebody's baking something? Yeah.
But
when you're in a closed room,
they're baking it under my nose.
Like they're like in my nose stirring.
Yeah, maybe if it was in the basement and I was smelling like the remnants upstairs, that would be better.
I need a little dissipation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now my grandma only does the laundry
eucalyptus
or lilac.
Yeah.
Only
flowers
the florals ones.
That's fine. That's fine.
Sometimes there are a lot too.
There are a lot. I like vanilla anything.
But sometimes it's a lot.
Not vanilla.
Sugar cookie.
Okay, I do have that, and I've been. I don't think it smells like a sugar cookie. Maybe it smells like those Loft House cookies.
Those big chubby guys.
Yeah,
those are sugar cookie. That's a sugar cookie. Yeah. So Corey and I are going to be lowering. I did get the Bath and Body Works SPF spray.
Did you like it?
Did we like it? Did we?
I used it once. I thought it was fine the once I used it.
I put it in a continual spray bottle. Mistake. It leaked out, but not a big deal. I always keep everything in Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
But like it created this film of SPF on the bottle, like webbing.
Oh, webbing.
Yeah, I had to
Like
use
it
really
didn't
hot
like it
water.
at all.
No, I think I shouldn't have rebattled
Yeah.
it. Rebattled it.
Rebattle it. All right, guys, that's all we got. If you want to stay tuned in the main group for the collab coming up this month, those details
There's a
will
Facebook
drop.
event for that where I pin all the templates you can use. Heads up, you should be writing your own replies. I give you some templates over there, but you can't just use the same one over and over.
You'll get
appear like a
pinned.
bot, right?
Yeah, you will look like a bot because you're doing bot-like actions. So don't do that.
But there's also a Facebook event for the Midsummer membership sale to remind you about it. And I think everyone sleeps on the cookie calendar, the sugar cookie marketing calendar in Google.
Yeah.
I update that thing constantly.
True.
Right.
True.
Keeps me honest.
And I did already drop the July free cookie content calendar in the main group. It's
Thank
pinned
you for
to the
doing
top.
those for us.
I hate it, but you're welcome.
You know what? I used to do them, and I hated them, and I can't stop
Hate it.
them.
Why are the months so long?
And they're so long, and they fly by. Can you believe we're already in July?
No, I can't. It's Shark Week. If you have people who like Shark Week, it's the I want to say
Discovery
July 25th.
announced that 3 months ago. Why do you wait till the last second?
No, they only market it soon when they have their lineup for the tea of the It's July 25th, I think.
Dun, dun, dun. I was listening to a TikTok with a guy that the producer for Jaws said the guy came to him and was like, "This is a song." He was like, "Is this missing something?" Because it's dun, 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 dun. It's just two keys right next to each other. And the guy's like, "This sounds organic, like an organic, unpredictable."
It's getting closer. Your heartbeat matches.
Yeah, and he said the guy at the beginning, I was like, I hated it. Like, arr, arr, arr. He's like, but now I say thank you so much. These two notes have changed my life.
And you can hear those two notes and you know Jaws.
It's truly the thought of something coming at you faster.
I know. Yeah, it's great. Thank you guys for listening. We wouldn't have the pod without you.
Bless. We'll see you next week.
Bye.